say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power.
Max Kellerman really popped out the time machine like, "Did y'all miss me?" and immediately started narrating Canelo versus Crawford like it's the book of Revelations.
Because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's going to go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight.
Bro had me flashing back to those face-offs where dudes stared at each other like they were fighting over the last Popeye's chicken sandwich. And here he is again, still breaking down uppercuts like a PhD thesis while sounding like your cool uncle.
The neck is wide as Broadway, for crying out loud.
Right.
The thing that I don't like about Canelo is that it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yes.
Who teaches literature but also shadow boxes at cookouts. Honestly, Max could hype up a laundromat receipt and make you feel like you just witnessed history. He ain't sugarcoating it either.
Great chin, a great chin. But in terms of if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy.
Crawford's skills are sharper than a divorce lawyer in tax season. But Canelo? That man's chest looks like it's been carved out of mahogany. You don't bulk up like that. God just stamps you heavy duty at birth. Then Max, in classic fashion, drops the Hagler-Duran comparison. And suddenly it feels like HBO boxing after dark never left. If Bud pulls this miracle off,
Moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did you do to Madrimov? Nothing.
I don't want to hear no excuses. You can't just jump 3 weight classes, beat Mexico's tank, and call it luck. That's not boxing. That's like rolling up to Thanksgiving, hijacking Big Mama's mac cheese recipe, and somehow making it better. Only legends get away with that. Max already hit us with the boxing sermon. Skill for skill, Crawford edges it. But Canelo's built like he snacks on dumbbells and washes it down with kettlebells. You can't coach bone density, my guy. And that Hagler versus Duran comparison? That's vintage Max, the type of analogy that makes you pull out YouTube highlights at 2 a.m. like you studying for finals. If Bud climbs 3 weight classes and dethrones Canelo, forget underdog. He'll basically be the guy who walks into Gordon Ramsay's kitchen, steals the spatula, flips the steak, and somehow doesn't get cussed out. That's chosen one behavior. But wait, plot twist. Right when Max tucked us in with his Professor Bedtime story, Canelo's sparring partner, Sean Hemphill, comes storming in with the receipts. 5 weeks of eating Canelo's punches like it was his W-2 job. That ain't theory, that's trauma. And Hemphill kept it 100. Some days he's convinced Bud's got the magic sauce. Other days he remembers Canelo's chin could probably stop Wi-Fi signals. His advice to Bud? Move, jab, play chess, because standing still against Canelo is like signing up for free body shot dentistry. Hemphill summed it up perfectly. This ain't hype. It's brain versus chin, IQ versus iron jaw. And coming from a guy who said Misfits pressers don't rattle him, but Canelo's sparring pressure feels like tax season with no refund? Yeah, that's the kind of testimony you don't ignore. Canelo versus Crawford isn't just a fight, it's basically lighting a stick of dynamite and tossing it inside a volcano just to see what happens. On one side, you've got Canelo Alvarez, boxing's human tank. The man ate Triple G's Sunday best right hands, punches that had other fighters rethinking life choices, and he just stood there like, that all you got? That chin isn't granite, it's a whole countertop set from Home Depot. But swing the camera, and there's Bud Crawford. Yeah, Madrimov reminded us Bud bleeds like the rest of us, but here's the kicker. Crawford doesn't fight with muscle, he fights with Wi-Fi. Man's got that mid-fight download speed faster than Google Fiber. He figures you out, rewrites your programming, and suddenly the guy who thought he had the plan is fighting his own shadow. It's the truck versus the tactician. And the crazy part? In boxing, even genius brains can get scrambled when a freight train fist lands clean. Somebody's durability or somebody's IQ gets exposed. And that's why this isn't just a fight. It's a collision course where either the granite cracks or the cheat code glitches. And just when the whole barbershop debate was locked on granite chin versus genius brain, Alycia Baumgardner came flying off the top rope with the curveball. She basically said, "Y'all acting like Canelo's just a musclehead with a jaw. Don't forget the man's got skills." And honestly, she's spitting facts. While Twitter's out here arguing about size like it's a jeans commercial, Alycia reminded everybody this isn't a bench press contest. It's a chess match where both kings know how to move. She flipped the script perfectly. Yeah, Bud lives for the big challenges, but let's not pretend Canelo hasn't already collected scalps off boxing's Mount Rushmore. Dude's resume looks like the VIP section of the Hall of Fame. And when she hit that line about Crawford's power at 168, chef's kiss. Like, cool, Bud's sharp. But can he really rattle a guy who treats heavyweight sparring partners like cardio? That's not just skepticism, that's fighter math.
Test for Terrence, I would have to agree with the size. And I also have to note that experience is everything when it comes to boxing. And I feel like Canelo is a well-seasoned fighter.
Then he painted the picture. Canelo rolling into fight night looking like he borrowed mass from a refrigerator, easy 190 pounds, while Bud's walking in like, nah, I'll stick with my speed package. That's not even a size difference. That's a weight class chasm. Liam called it how it is. That's Tesla versus monster truck energy. Slick, stylish, smooth, until one wrong bump and suddenly you're a pancake on the pavement. And when he drifted into Fury versus AJ talk, oof. You could feel the realism dripping off every word. He wasn't selling dreams, he was serving vegetables. Stuff you might not like, but you need. Basically, timing don't wait, and if it ain't now, it might be never. That's the type of veteran honesty fans roll their eyes at but secretly know is gospel. And just when Liam Smith had us nodding along with that no-nonsense Tesla vs. monster truck reality check, here comes Breadman Edwards tossing a whole live grenade into the debate. Man didn't tiptoe. He flat out said, Canelo sparring Jaron Boots Ennis? That ain't sparring. That's simulating a house fire by throwing yourself inside the fireplace. And the way he broke it down? Pure gold. Boots isn't just a sparring partner. He's basically Bud Crawford's evil twin. Switch hitter, slick boxer puncher, predator mindset. If you want to prep for Bud, Boots is the closest thing walking this earth, period. And Breadman wasn't shy. That move wasn't clever, it was borderline diabolical. That's like slipping the bounce for $20 so Superman never even gets through the door. The craziest part? He still said he's rocking with Bud, but then admitted respected boxing heads are literally flipping their picks just because Canelo got boots in camp. That's how seismic this is. The odds room is shaking because one man showed up to spar. Then Breadman hit us with history lessons. He pulled the Emmanuel Stewart card. How the legend used to pay sparring partners just so the opponent couldn't touch them. That's not strategy, that's spy movie playbook. And when he suggested maybe Team Crawford should have thrown Boots a fat check first just to block him, bruh, that's Cold War level maneuvering. Forget training camp, this fight's already being fought in the shadows. Canelo ain't just preparing. Crawford ain't just a fight, it's a global pause button. Like the whole sport leaning forward, waiting to see which law of physics breaks first. So here it is, no fluff. Granite chin or genius brain, who folds? Drop your hottest takes in the comments. Wild, reckless, barbershop after 3 beers type takes welcome. And yeah, go hit that like, share, and subscribe. Not for me, for your own safety. Because if you don't, Canelo might start charging Bud back rent for occupying space in his head. And trust me, nobody wants eviction papers delivered on fight night.